and welcome back to my Nuzlocke run. Let's start off by going to Route 26 to catch a Goldeen. Goldeen is so bloody terrible and I hate it. And I named this glorified goldfish after Helio Z, who says, "Alcohol boosts the immune system, keep drinking bro." Well, I don't need an excuse to be a borderline alcoholic, but that's as good a reason as any.
I'm supposed to spit it out. But no way, Jose, am I spitting this stuff out? It tastes like fruit.
I then went over to Route 28 and here I caught a Poliwhirl. Yes, I love the whole Poliwhirl line. If anyone dies, this lad is a shoo-in. And I named this Poliwhirl Jade for Jade Broadway, who's a legendary regular commenter and also one of my patrons on Patreon. You too can be awesome like Jade and... give me some money. I next went to the Silver Cave and here I caught a Parasect, which I do like, but it is kind of creepy how a parasite has taken over a poor little Paris's brain to create this abomination that stands before us.
John's getting upset!
And I named this Lovecraftian horror after Shady Ray, who comments that my content is great to watch while you have a disgustingly huge... And I then went into a cave and there was a fucking Moltres sitting there, so I thought, I'll have a bit of that. And I named this flaming chicken Smoko for Ben Burgess, who wanted to bring some Aussie flair to my PC box. And for those who don't know, Smoko is the Aussie slang for a fag break.
Could I just point out, fag is a slang for cigarette.
Well, let's head over to Mahogany Town to take on the second to last gym leader, Pryce. And oh look, it's an ice floor puzzle, my favourite. And here's Pryce's squad. We're gonna have no trouble melting this bunch of fabs. And the first Pokemon Pryce sends out is Sneasel, and I send out the Snail King Harry to dole out his flamey justice. Sneasel opens up with an agility that's of little consequence because Harry then kills the Sneasel in one shot with his god tier Fire Blast. And then Pryce sends out a Peleoswine, that also falls with one Fire Blast from the Snail King. But then Pryce sends out a Cloyster that could cause Harry some issues, so I switched him out for Leanne, the #1 sludgy girl. And Leanne takes a Surf on her entrance that doesn't phase her too much. And before Leanne can get a hit in, she's also hit with a Spike Cannon that gets her health down to nearly half. And when Leanne can finally attack, she hits Cloyster with a Fire Blast that gets Cloyster down into the yellowy orange. And on the next turn of combat, Leanne is again hit with a Spike Cannon that this time gets her health down to about the same level as Cloyster. Then Leanne responds with a critical Fire Blast that overkills what remains of Cloyster's health. And the next challenger into the ring was a Dugong, which was at level 69.
Epic.
And Leanne kills the Dugong with 2 Sludge Bombs without taking any damage. Next up is Articuno that starts off by setting up a Reflect and then Leanne misses a Fire Blast. Articuno then uses a Mind Reader and this time Leanne hits with her Fire Blast and it pretty much cuts Articuno's health in half. And then Articuno finally actually uses an attacking move. Yes, Leanne tanked the hit, but also missed with Fire Blast, again, which is just lovely. Well, it's time to switch Harry back in, and Harry is hit with a Blizzard upon his entrance which takes about a quarter of his health. And before Harry can attack, he's hit with another Blizzard, getting his health down to about half. Then Harry hits Articuno with a Rock Slide that barely misses out on killing it. And before Harry can get the kill, Pryce heals up the Articuno, but this doesn't stop Harry from destroying the Articuno with a critical Rock Slide. And the last Pokemon Pryce has left is a Lapras, which Harry isn't a good matchup for, so I switched in Makabo to upper percentile Dunsparce. And Makabo is hit with a decent Hydro Pump on his arrival. Then Makabo responds in kind with a Headbutt that does about the same damage as Lapras did. And Lapras uses a Rain Dance in response, and then I decided to use a Glare on the Lapras to give us a chance to get some free hits. And luckily for us, Lapras then misses a Hydro Pump. Makabo then uses his signature Headbutt that gets Lapras into the orange while also making it flinch. And Makabo follows up with another Headbutt, getting Lapras within knockout range. But then Lapras hits Makabo with a strong Hydro Pump. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You can't kill the Dunsparce. He is an immortal demigod. All hail the Makabo, you are not worthy of him. Kill this useless Loch Ness monster rip-off Makabo. Yes, let the blood of the non-believers flow into the streets.
Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god!
Hey Pryce, why don't you make like a snowman and melt in the sun?
Allow me to break the ice.
Well, with that out of the way, I headed over to Cerulean City and here I caught a Chinchou. And I have basically no opinion on Chinchou. It's kinda cute, I guess. And I named this Chinchou Trace for Trace J. Kingsford. And they say I'm too much of a wimp to name a Pokemon after them. Well, I proved you wrong, didn't I? I'm clearly the manliest of all manly men. And since I'm already here, I headed over to Cerulean Cave, home of Mewtwo. And here I caught a Donphan. I'm okay with this. I love Donphan. He is a very, very good boy. And I named this Donphan Diamond after Black Diamond. I actually wonder if this is a Kiss reference because I love that song. And Black Diamond actually asked for an Articuno, but he got this instead. Because I'm not very nice. With my options for areas to catch Pokemon dwindling, I headed over to Vermilion City, and here I found a nice little Easter egg. When I surfed down past where the SS Anne usually is, I found a truck parked on a pier. And this truck is of course the legendary truck that was thought to have Mew in it if you used Strength on it. So I thought I'd give it a try for a laugh. And sadly, no Mew.
Who's in here? No one.
But while I was here, I did grab myself a Krabby. Well, you can't go wrong with Krabby and Kingler, they're pretty badass. And I named this Krabby Snail Milk for Snail Milk, who was moaning about how I pronounce Lugia. Look here, Snail Milk, if that is your real name. Maybe I like pronouncing things wrong. You ever think about that? And I next went over to New Bark Town to catch the last Pokemon of this video, which was a Apom. Oh, that's a bit anticlimactic for the last one. Oh wow, look, it's a purple
Monkey.
And I named this Apom Neil for Neil McCallum, who's another one of my legendary Patreon supporters. Thanks for supporting me in my goal of having a horde of goats and...
As much gold as I could eat.
Well, this is it. Time for our last gym leader battle with Mr. Drying Pan himself, Brock. And here's his squad. This is nothing our hardened squad of veterans can't handle. And the first Pokemon he sends out is Golem, and I sent him Rudolph to claim more life essence. And you know what? Gengar manages to kill the Golem with just one hit from his Giga Drain. And I'll save you some time. It goes Rhydon, Giga Drain, dead. Kabutops, Giga Drain, dead. Then Brock sends out the more challenging Tyranitar, who does take quite a lot of damage from Gengar's Giga Drain, but it doesn't die. And it responds with a powerful Earthquake. Bloody hell, wasn't expecting that to do so much damage. Let's swap in the best Iron Sneck, Layton. And Layton is unsurprisingly hit with an Earthquake that doesn't do too much damage. On the next turn of combat, Tyranitar misses a Dynamic Punch and then Layton kills the Tyranitar with an Earthquake of his own. And Brock next sent out an Aerodactyl that hits Layton with a weak as shit Steel Wing. And I got Layton to use Rock Throw because I didn't have many options. Aerodactyl next used the Dragon Breath that also did bugger all damage, and then Layton used another Rock Throw that got Aerodactyl down into the red. And it was at this point that I switched out Layton for the Snail King Harry, who's hit with a Hyper Beam on his entrance that doesn't really do too much damage. And then Harry goes overkill on the Aerodactyl with a Rock Slide that puts him down for the count. Brock then sent out his last Pokemon, which was a Steelix. And Harry manages to miss his Fire Blast, and then he's hit with an Iron Tail that gets him down to about half health. But on the next turn, Harry doesn't miss and he kills the Steelix with his mighty Fire Blast, giving us the victory and the final badge. Sorry Brock, you were no match for my absolute mad lads. Well, now we have all the badges, and it's time to train for the Elite Four. Cue the music.
Level grinding. Rudolph, the Gengar, carrying the whole team. Leighton, the Steelix, a mighty iron snake. Fester, the Hypno, climbing in your window and snatching you up. Level grinding. Level grinding.
Now get out there and let's lick some arse! Kick some arse!